Welcome back. It's Trevenchy, and it is another Big 12 breakdown segment presented by the 480 Experience. And today we're going to be talking about bell cows. Undefeated in Arizona, 7-0 because of this one chant. Let me hear you say bell cows, then step this way, step this way. We're going to be talking about the 5 best running backs in the Big 12, and these have been the most exciting runners and most entertaining guys to be projected as Sunday running backs. What I mean by Sunday running backs is eligible to be on NFL teams. And I can confidently say that all 5 of these guys are at least going to make a roster. All right, so obviously we're going to have some honorable mentions in this packed Big 12. So some honorable mentions such as guys like Ollie Gordon or Corey Kiner out of Cincinnati, even Micah Bernard, who was flirting with the top 5 but then fell out of it because of just the lack of competitive team. At least we can say that these guys have a strong shot, right? Ollie Gordon was a preseason Heisman favorite, right? So there were people who had at least the speculation that he could represent the Big 12. And so Ollie Gordon fell down the stock, and so did Micah Bernard a little bit. But at the end of the day, you could be a lot worse. You could be like Donovan Edwards, where you make the CFB 25, and then you're out of contention for even a possible day 2 pick, honestly. I hope Donovan, maybe he does, but unfortunately, yeah, that's what the situation you put yourself in. So at this point, we're going straight into the top 5 runners in the Big 12. So number 5, we got Devin Neal out of Kansas University. Devin Neal stepped up big in the last 3 games, at least not counting the Baylor games, but in the way where they went on a 3-game win streak against all ranked opponents, and Devin Neal was a main component of that offensive surge. Yes, Jalen Daniels became a lot more conservative with the football, honed in on his strengths, and really just played complementary football to their defense. But Devin Neal, rushing and receiving, his all-purpose yards blew up towards the end of the season. I think he was a confident runner the entire season, but just due to the circumstance of, inconsistencies, lack of execution as a team as a whole, Devin Neal definitely took one to the chest. I still think Devin Neal will make a roster somewhere in the NFL, but he's one of those running backs who's like fringe undersized, but just so athletic and unique. I just can't wait to see what Devin Neal can do. So unfortunately, no more Kansas football for the rest of the year, so that just means we are officially done with Devin Neal, but congratulations on making Trevenchy's top 5. Number 4, we got Taj Brooks out of Texas Tech. Taj Brooks was a representative of the Red Raiders this year because he was single-handedly carrying this offense within the first half of the season. Yes, Baron Morton was a good quarterback, consistent at times, and Zach Kittley proved himself to be a very, very skillful offensive coordinator. He had his weapons. He was spreading the ball well, but at the end of the day, we got to give the flowers to Taj Brooks because he single-handedly won games such as the Cincinnati game or the University of Arizona game. And he was even a huge contributor to the Iowa State game as well, them winning 1 point in Ames. So Taj Brooks, I can confidently say, he reminds me of Lev Bell a lot, Le'Veon Bell, but just that patient runner, that archetype itself, it's so rare in the NFL at this point, and I can't wait to see which team is going to at least invest in his stock, because I do feel like he is a 10-year vet on the right team, right? You put him on a team like the Packers, you put him on a team like, just consistently good. Yeah, I would say Packers. Let's see, who else would I want him? I think he would be amazing on the Chiefs. Imagine Taj Brooks on the Chiefs. That's what we're looking at right now. Yes, I think he's going to be a second-round draft pick. And I think he's going to be able to represent the Big 12 once we get going in the league. Now, number 3 is a hard one, but I'm going to now put DJ Giddens at number 3. I originally had DJ Giddens a little higher, but when it came to the standpoint of who was proving themselves in November football, and that is obviously the toughest time to run the ball, I'm going to have to give the props to, the other two guys up ahead. But at the end of the day, DJ Giddens is your NFL archetype. He is what Ollie Gordon was envious to become, just the efficiency in his body type, just being that stout 6'1" runner, got 200 plus pounds. He's just running with that grit. He's just a unique runner. I can't wait to see which team he goes on in the NFL. I do think he can come up to that bell cow type of role. Realistically, I see DJ Giddens as a Oakland Raider or Las Vegas Raider. That was actually accidental, but I see him as a Las Vegas Raider. I can't wait to see, just whoever he finds himself on his NFL team. I hope they really use him. I could even see him as a Pittsburgh Steelers back too, but I see him as like that Las Vegas Raider. But all in all, DJ Giddens, he was flirting with that top 3, but he had to make it at the end of the day. So I can confidently say that Kansas State had the best RB duo in the Big 12, with Dylan Edwards and DJ Giddens. I don't necessarily know about the draft eligibility with Dylan Edwards, but he's just such a talented back. I can't wait to see what his future can hold. At least he'll be a key special teamer on an NFL play. All right, now, number 2, we got Cam Scataboo. Scat Pack, just all in all, I think he is eligible just to be a Heisman, just for the sole purpose of being the most valuable player on that prospective team, to bring a team from 3-9 and to be the captain to a now 10-2 team. This guy is talented. Scataboo proved himself, and not only in all-purpose yards, but just his efficiency in moving the chains on a consistent effort. This guy was the sole heart of this ASU team, and even the one game they didn't have him was at UCF, or it was hosting UCF. The team still surrounded around the identity that he was still playing, and just him as the off the field component to the team, just being that active, player coach when he wasn't playing, and just seeing how explosive he's been game in and game out. He's just putting up 100 plus rushing yards like it's at the expectation. This guy has stepped up. His senior night, he stepped up 3 touchdowns. The night against U of A, he stepped up. Scat Pack is definitely the second best running back in the Big 12. I undoubtedly think he should go second round. Teams that would probably, capitalize from his talents, a Dallas Cowboys team with Cam Scataboo would be very, very explosive. It would be like drafting Ezekiel Elliott, the first 2 years. You'd have to get Scat Pack in on that. So can't wait to see what Cam can do in the NFL, because he went from being a potential 7th, 6th rounder to now a day 2 pick. So congratulations, Scat Pack. You are the second best Big 12 runner. If I had bias in me, I would put you at number 1, obviously, but I'm so proud of you, man. It's been a ride. It's been such a ride. I cannot wait to see you in Dallas this weekend. Jerry, you better get your scouts on Cam Scataboo. Now, number 1, I'm going to have to go with the man, RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey football is just so remarkable. I cannot wait to see where he goes in the NFL. It was a treat watching him in Tempe in the backyard, but more than all, I just can't wait to see what he can do as a player on any sort of professional team. This guy single-handedly carried his offense game in and game out, just like Scataboo did, but he was the sole purpose. He had his entire, fighting nights on his back. He carried this team a few times. Key games like against TCU where they won by 1 point, that was carried by the RJ Harvey comeback. Games where he dominated U of A in the rain, that's RJ Harvey, man. So all in all, this has been a phenomenal season of Big 12 Bell Cows. Let me hear you say, Bell Cow, step this way, then step this way. Man, I love it. I love the Big 12. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see what these guys can do in the Sunday NFL, in the league, ITL. But all in all, we got Iowa State versus ASU. So that's all we got left. We're only going to get to see, the Iowa State backs and the ASU backs. And, the rest of the guys, we'll save them for the bowl games. But hopefully Big 12 represents in the bowl schedule. But this is a Trevenchy Big 12 segment presented by the 480 Experience, and we're talking bell cows. Let me hear you say bell cow. But that's really it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to tune in for some more content.